Hi there, I'm Tom Field. I'm Senior Vice President of Editorial with Information Security Media Group. Pleased to welcome you to ISMG Studio at Black Hat in Las Vegas. Topic of conversation here is responsible AI. I am delighted to welcome to the studio Chris Carlson. He's the Chief Product Officer with Critical Start. Chris, thanks so much for taking time to speak with me.
Great. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
So I want to start with your Trusted Behavior Registry, TBR, you call it. It's your answer to alert fatigue. Can you get into the nuts and bolts of it? And in other words, you state that it uses machine learning, but not AI. Why the distinction between them now when everyone's talking AI?
Exactly. Well, we're coming out the gate strong on this. So Critical Start is a MDR company, or Managed Detection and Response company. And we connect to customer security tools, bring in their alerts, and try to find the true positives that are lurking in all of the noise of security signals. And 10 years ago, we realized that the false positive problem, the alert fatigue problem, was causing negative outcomes not only for our team and our SOC, but also customers themselves. So prior to AI and what everyone's talking about today, we developed a deterministic capability using machine learning called the Trusted Behavior capability, the registry, that allows us to reduce false positives at scale. And we build that up over time to get a network effect. So as more customers come onto the platform, then that capability works even better. So that generates two positive outcomes. One is for our own team. So our own SOC team is not trying to piece together real attacks in false positive noise. So we have less burnout, we have more engagement, and they're actually doing a fun job because what they really get is something that could be a real true attack. Ultimately though, we do this for our customers and our outcomes. So by having all that false positive noise reduction, this allows our team to look at every alert from their security tools within the industry's only SLA. And that means that customers get better outcomes by using our service.
Oh, very good. Now, as an MDR, Critical Start is committed to working with a customer's existing tools via direct integration. So as a product leader, one, how do you decide which vendors to build integrations for next? And how is your move to the OCSF standard making that integration process smoother and the data more useful?
Exactly. So we listen to our customers. So as we talk to our customers and their security programs change, as their security programs grow, as they mature and they want to move to the cloud or they want to secure their own use of AI in the future, we have a strong partnership with our customers and they say, we are looking at adding these security tools. Is this something that you can work together on that? And that's why we have a strong engagement, high net promoter scores, high CSAT scores as part of that. The OCSF standard, the Open Cybersecurity Framework standard, is very important for us. What I think a lot of people don't realize is the use of AI is really a data problem. Mm-hmm. If you don't have the right data, if you don't organize the data correctly, if you don't label the data correctly, you're going to get maybe not great outcomes, not great results in AI. So for us to follow the standard OCSF format in cybersecurity, including converting security tools that don't have that standard natively, our platform would convert those tools that don't have that format natively into the OCS standard. And that means that our TBR works flawlessly at scale. And that means that the AI that we're implementing and we have today is better qualified across a normalized data model.
Now, Chris, your MDR service features response action typing. From a product perspective, how does adding that layer of classification and control change the game for customers? And why would they be concerned about autonomous SOC responses?
So for MDR, Managed Detection and Response, the R can be viewed differently by different providers and different customers. Sometimes the R means respond, i.e., I'm going to tell you what's going on. But ultimately, the goal is to stop an attack before there's a breach or compromise. So the R in response is to truly stop or shut down a activity that is happening before there could be bad effects in the organization. Part of our model at Critical Start is trust and transparency. So transparency across our platform, transparency into how our team works with customers. And as we get into the questions on AI, trustworthy and responsible AI. Response action typing, we go deeper into the response actions that our SOC can take or a customer can take, and we classify response actions in different areas. Number one, containment. Contain the threat so it doesn't spread. A perfect response for ransomware, maybe not the right response for some other activity. We can go into eradication, remove the threat so it doesn't impact a second user or a second system. We can also do prevention where you can put in a new security configuration or control so the threat doesn't even happen in the first place. So where some providers in our space just notify or forward the alert to customers, we have a very detailed rules of engagement that has different levels of response actions that align to the customer's risk, but more importantly, their business operation resiliency requirements that security leaders are chartered with to support their own businesses.
I'm glad you mentioned AI. I'm particularly interested in the engine behind your SOC AI and how it supports the alert investigation work conducted by your analysts. So one, can you walk me through how that process works? And then how do you ensure that the AI provides clear, explainable suggestions while keeping a human in the driver's seat?
So I think that phrase, how can you ensure, and human in the driver's seat is the most important discussion around AI today.
Yeah.
On the show floor, that is where most of the questions are coming from. ChatGPT came out November 2022, and the use cases of a user chatting to get information is almost magical. But if you think about MDR or think about security operations, the amount of deterministic, which is always accurate, always complete, always the same, always repeatable, that customers demand, sometimes AI is not the best technology use for that. So if you think about our platform and how we describe it as this green processing zone. So from start to finish is a deterministic processing zone with our SOC analysts to guarantee repeatable, accurate, consistent results. So because of that, our SOC AI capability that we developed 2 years ago, and we've actually been testing for 1.5 years, doesn't make decisions on its own. It supports the human analyst so they can accelerate the drudgery work of a SOC investigation in terms of collecting data from multiple sources, doing a English prose write-up in long form explainable on what's happening so that our SOC analysts can do the most important work, which is human decisioning if this is a real, true attack.
Yeah.
And then the second step is if it's not a real, true attack, how can they help tune our platform to remove those false positives again? So one element of that human in the loop or human in the driver's seat is that the human validated approach is that area of responsibility and trustworthiness that we apply to use of AI within our platform.
No, well said. Now, Chris, organizations may have concerns about the responsible use of AI in products and services, particularly MDR, security operations. How do you think about that? And what does Critical Start offer in this area of responsible AI?
So I've been thinking about responsible AI for a while now.
Yeah.
And some of those who have been around the block much longer, maybe you and I, AI is not anything new. AI has been used for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years.
Sure.
And sometimes it requires 17 PhDs before you hook up an AI system. Now those PhDs live on the LLM or AI provider side. So as customers go through different technology transformations, what usually comes in phase 3 or phase 4 of any new technology adoption is usually the governance aspect of it. They usually start with a new capability to solve a new problem. And as they work through possibly all the benefits, the governance issues, the trust issues, the control issues, the audit issues usually always come later. At Critical Start, our customers trust us for their managed detection and response for their security operations. And we've built in responsible AI and trustworthy AI from the beginning, even 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So because of that, that human in the loop becomes very important. We do not use public open source LLM models. We have private models. We do self-hosting. We have commercial contracts with the data protection agreements. We log audit everything that goes into the AI. We log every input. We log every output. We validate it to see if it changes. But ultimately, our SOC analyst team that has the highest retention rate in the business, they're the ones that have the final eyes on glass to validate if what comes out of it is what they expect and what they should put in. And that's why we have one of the industry's highest net promoter scores with our customers, because of that trust and confidence with our service and our team. And that extends into our use of AI within our platform.
Chris, I want to look ahead as best we can. What do you see as a long-term vision for the Critical Start platform capabilities and the overall MDR service? And how do you see it growing from a detection and response tool into something that gives CISOs more proactive insights that they can use to measure and report on risk to the board and senior management?
Our long-term vision lines up to our customers, CISO and security leaders' medium-term vision. We will always continue to do this, but they're always struggling with complexity of security capabilities, technologies, the cost, not to procure, but the cost to operationalizing at a high maturity level, those complexities, and then technical shifts and technical changes. It took a while for customers to go to the cloud. It took a while for them to maybe adopt mobile apps and mobile first strategies. AI on the customer side, on the enterprise side, is coming very fast and very hard against all lines of businesses. So our vision is how we can partner with our security leaders, not only on the security operations that we support in managed detection and response, but also how we can reduce risk across their security programs. That includes a normalized asset inventory with asset criticality, vulnerability management and vulnerability prioritization, and then with our direct integrations to support the next wave of security technologies that they implement to secure users, supply chain, cloud, AI, or anything else that comes after AI, if there's anything else that comes after AI.
Something will
always come after.
Chris, I appreciate you stopping and sharing your vision. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Okay, we're talking with Chris Carlson with Critical Start for Information Security Media Group. I'm Tom Field. Thank you so much for your time and attention today.